Hey guys, Ember20 back again, and as you can tell by the title of this video, this is probably the most personal video I've ever uploaded to YouTube, and it's pretty much my struggle and battle with OCD as a kid through adulthood. I mean, I still struggle with it today, but it's nowhere near as bad, and how it kind of ties in to my gaming. It's kind of a really weird story, and it's something that not too many people know. Only my really close family and friends know that I've kind of been struggling with this my entire life, and I just felt like, making a video talking about it. As you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for the last few years, then you probably know I do a little series here on YouTube about my gaming childhood memories. I really love to relive the past and share that with you. Now this is a little bit more personal. I wasn't really going to share this with you guys, but I just feel like I need to put it out there because I'm sure I'm not the only one that deals with this. And if you're not sure what OCD is all about, I know a lot that term gets thrown around all the time, and I kind of don't like it because a lot of people are like, oh, he's OCD with that, or he's OCD with that. OCD is a really serious thing. I can't really explain it. I know I have it, but I can't really explain why I have it or why it even exists. But pretty much it's where you do something over and over again and you don't know why. It's like something is telling you to do it and you just do it and you can't help yourself and you just keep doing it. That's what I struggle with. I don't know why. I've always had it, but it really does tie into gaming, and I'll get to that in just a second. So let me just give you guys a little backstory with my OCD. It's been ever since I was a young kid. When I was I'm talking like probably, I remember when I was like 4 or 5 years old, there was a curtain that would hang out the door, and I would like freak out about it. And like if we were trying to leave the house and the curtain was hanging out the door, I would literally freak out and make them put that curtain back in the door. I was super scared of leaves. Don't know why. Super scared of leaves. I would literally, till today, I still check the door when I go to bed. So if you guys know, when you go to sleep, you normally probably check the doors and make sure they're locked. That's just a normal thing. Well, as a kid, I would go check, make sure the doors were locked, go upstairs, lay down in bed, probably 10 to 15 minutes later, walk back downstairs, check the doors again, and my mom would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just checking to make sure the doors are locked." She's like, "You already did." I'm like, I know. And then it got really bad to where I'd go back upstairs. About 20 minutes later, I would be calling back downstairs saying, "Mom, are the doors locked?" She's like, "Sean, you know the doors are locked. Why do you keep asking me this?" And it's honestly really embarrassing. My parents knew I had this condition, but it's something that I've had my entire life. I still have it to today, and thank God it's nowhere near as bad as it once was, but that's a little small example. Now, how does it tie into gaming? Well, if you guys remember, I did upload a video called How My Best Friend Used Me for My Video Games, and how I kind of like had a really good friend, and we kind of like parted ways and we're not really friends anymore. And there's a little bit more to that story, and it's because of my OCD. Now, when I really become attached to something, if there's something I truly love, like for instance, video games, I'm very overprotected with that, and I do weird things like this. For an example, my Nintendo 64. When I first got that was a very special system to me, because I remember my dad went to Toys R Us and actually just bought it for me out of the blue. It wasn't a birthday gift. It wasn't a Christmas gift. He just bought it to me, just to give it to me because he knew I loved Nintendo. When it came out, it was unexpected. I knew I was going to get it eventually, but I didn't know I was going to get it like on launch day or anything like that. So basically, the N64 was like my baby. And I would always, for some reason, I had some mental thing in my head where I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I forgot to turn the system off. So I would literally have to turn, if you guys remember the N64, it had the power switch. You turn it up to turn it down, to turn it on. You flip it down to turn it off. Well, I would always, like, when I go downstairs, when I'm done playing, I'm like, man, did I forget to turn the system off? So I'd go back upstairs and push down on the power switch to make sure it was off. And I would keep doing this. Like, every 20 minutes, I'd go back upstairs and push down on that power switch to make sure it's turned off, to the point to where my dad would be like, "Why do you keep going upstairs? What are you doing?" Because I'd only go up there for like 30 seconds to make sure it was turned off. And I'm like, and I remember I'd have to make up stuff, like, to tell him why I was going upstairs, because I didn't want to say, "Oh, I want to make sure my game's turned off." I don't want to keep saying that because I would look like a crazy person. So I remember that to this day. And actually, my power switch actually got a little loose because I would do it so much, like by putting so much pressure on the power switch. So in turn, my OCD is actually hurting my Nintendo 64. So it's absolutely crazy. And more of that story with my friend, that video, I will have a link below if you guys haven't seen it. I would go and I'd stay, how you stay the night at your friend's house, and play games all night. Well, basically, he would want me to come over and bring my Nintendo 64, and I really could not bring it to myself to bring it to his house because, I mean, I was just so overprotective of this system. I was like, nah, I would make up excuses why, oh, I forgot it or stuff like that. And pretty much it pissed him off. And we honestly didn't become friends after that. Like, he got so disgusted that I was like, I guess he thought I was selfish of my games. It's just I was so overprotective of my games. So my OCD is so bad, guys, that my bedroom, when I was younger, was so spotless. My mom would spring clean every room of the house, but she would not clean my room because she didn't need to, because I would spring clean it myself. And I wouldn't want her to clean it because I didn't want her to touch anything. My room was so spotless and everything had its certain spot. My games were in alphabetical order in this really cool, like, drawer that I had bought from like a catalog. I remember it was really, really neat. My friends would come in my room and they'd be like, whoa, what the heck? It was really, really cool. So to the point to where if someone went in my bedroom, I would know instantly if they touched anything because everything had its place. Like if it was crooked, I would know. That's how crazy my OCD was. Matter of fact, I went upstairs one day and I was like, okay, somebody was in my room. Like somebody was in my room. I went downstairs. I was so angry because my Super Nintendo controller was slightly turned one way and I knew somebody was up there. I like just knew it. And I blamed my sister right away. I was like, okay, Mom, my sister is going in my bedroom and playing my games or something. This is crazy. Well, my mom had to calm me down and she said, Sean, no, it's me and your dad went up there and played. I'm sorry, but we wanted to play. And I'm like, what? So just to give you guys a little backstory on that, if you guys remember the Super Game Boy, it's a device, it's a little cartridge you can put in your Super Nintendo and you can actually play your Game Boy games on your TV. It was really cool. Well, I had Space Invaders. And my mom and dad, that's what they kind of played, when they were dating and stuff, way back in the day in the arcades. So my mom and dad really liked playing that. So they actually went upstairs, snuck in my bedroom, hooked up the Super Game Boy and played Space Invaders. And I was upset because people were in my room. Well, it's kind of hard to be upset when pretty much your parents are, probably bought that system for you. So there's nothing I could really say about that. But my sister did sneak in my room one time and play my game, my Nintendo 64. I could just tell because the controllers were shifted or something. She did a good job trying to make sure she put everything back in place, but I would always know. That's like how crazy my OCD was. I would sleep in my bed and actually tuck in and like make the bed as I'm sleeping. So all I had to do was get out of my bed and put the blanket straight and the bed would be made. It was really, really strange. Thankfully, I'm not like that anymore. Heck, I don't even really make my bed anymore because I have a thought process now to where I'm just gonna end up messing up the bed again later tonight, so why make the bed? I only really make the bed if I know I'm gonna have guests over, and if I'm giving them a tour of the house, then maybe I'll make the bed. So my OCD is a lot better than it once was. Now, how does it really tie into gaming? Well, as you guys know, the N64 thing and stuff like that. Well, today I still have OCD. When a game comes out, I really set these really high goals for myself. For example, when Billy Mitchell, when I went and did the interview with him and became friends with him, you guys remember that whole saga with Billy Mitchell. He's still going through some drama as we speak right now, but I really got into Donkey Kong and I really enjoyed the history of the game. So I started playing Donkey Kong and I had this goal in my head that I want to get 100,000 points. Well, I did it extremely quick. If anyone that plays the game of Donkey Kong knows, to get 100,000 points, it's extremely hard. I mean, you really have to be dedicated and actually learn the game to get over 100,000 points. Well, I was able to accomplish that goal. And then if you guys remember, I uploaded a video that my score got wiped from the leaderboard. Well, you guys, with my OCD kicking in, I was freaking out and I was like, no, I can't have this. So I did a live stream of Donkey Kong where I achieved 100,000 points and beat my old record. And I was willing to play until I got the score. I even told my wife, I said, this probably will be my longest live stream I've ever done because I'm not going to stop until I hit 100,000 points. And that's what I did. Luckily, it only took like 3 hours or so to get the 100,000, but I was willing to go as long as it took. I was literally going to go 24 hours if I had to get that score. I'm not making this up because the fact that my score got wiped from the leaderboard, I was very, very upset. So that's just, see, like some of that stuff I still battle with today. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, when that game first came out, I'll give you a small example. I would have goals set for myself for, for certain shrines and heart pieces and the stamina gauge, like certain goals I wanted to achieve before I went to bed. Well, I would have some crazy goals. And I remember I played Zelda Breath of the Wild all night to where my daughter got up for school and she was like, whoa, Dad, you didn't go to bed yet? I'm like, oh, no, I'm still playing this. I'll be done here shortly. So then she goes to school, and then next thing you know, it feels like 5 minutes goes by. My daughter comes home. She gets off the bus, and she's like, Dad, you're still playing this game? Have you been to bed yet? And I'm like, looking at my watch, and I'm like, whoa, no, what the heck? I just lost completely track of time. So that was a crazy long play session. I played all night. My daughter got up for school, continued to play. She came home from school. I'm still playing, and I still had to go to work that same day. So it was just like, it really ties into gaming where I get, you know, it's like obsessive compulsive disorder. That's basically what this is. Leave a comment below, guys. I know I've been rambling on, you know, a little too much now, but I just kind of wanted to put this out there to tell you I struggle with this as a child. I still struggle with it today. It's nowhere near as bad, and no, I've never taken any medicine or anything to deal with it because I don't really believe in trying to take a bunch of pills just to fix a problem. But leave a comment below, guys. Let me know, can you relate to this video in any way? Because it's a really serious problem that I had as a kid. I just kind of wanted to open up, tell you guys, and see if maybe there's any of you guys out there that struggle with the same thing. That's pretty much all for right now, guys. And as always, there'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again.